Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks and another news roundup, mainly around the whole Ukraine-Russia thing that is going on. And I'm not stopping talking about other things, but this whole situation is kind of interesting. As you can see on the thumbnail, we have Volodymyr Zelenskey in a pose from his Ukrainian TV show, which his company made, where he acted as the Ukrainian president for 4 seasons, for 4 years. And then afterwards, he became the Ukrainian president for real. Or maybe this is just season 5 of that show. Who knows? And today we've seen a number of these fake stream media platforms finally mention this. But most of them just say he was a comedian and don't really mention that he played the Ukrainian president for 4 years, or mention that he has spent most of his life as an actor. Of course, Sean Penn, who I was talking about yesterday, he went over to the Ukraine to film a Hollywood documentary on this so-called Russian invasion, and it didn't take him long for them to be pictured together. As you can see here, a couple of actors talking about, films, setting scenes, I'd imagine. Now, I've already noticed a lot of comments coming in saying that, how can you say this is not a war? You say everything is fake. Have you lost your mind, etc., etc. Now, let's get this straight. I'm not saying that bad things are not going to come out from this, okay? But so far from what I've been seeing, I'm seeing a lot of smoke and mirrors, dozens of fake clips being pushed around, which have been confirmed as fake, tons of propagandized news articles. At the moment, we've got loads of articles in regards to this Vladimir Zelenskey, basically really bigging this guy up, attempting to paint him as a hero president who is staying in his country, refusing offers to evacuate, and really just bigging this guy up. On the other hand, we have the demonizing of Putin. And in my opinion, there are no good guys here. I don't particularly think this has anything to do with history in the country or any of the numerous reasons that are being trumpeted by many other commentators. This is some form of extension to the agenda of the past 2 years, in my opinion, with the cumulative effect of raising fuel prices, raising food prices, and facilitating an economical collapse. And also, as referenced today, cyber attacks as well. Cyber attacks are being talked about. The cyber attacks that Klaus Schwab was talking about last year, and more recently with the World Economic Forum's cyber polygon. Half of all of this stuff is basically being telegrammed to people far ahead of time. So, don't get me wrong, so far, so much of this looks staged to me, but I'm not ruling out that these lunatics are not going to start doing real stuff to innocent people at some point. It's just that the reasons that the fake stream media are telling you what's happening, and these so-called portraits of the hero president and the villain president in the media, well, that's just setting the scene. That's setting up the Hegelian dialect, yet again, the good and the bad, to try and get you to choose sides and to divide people. And we've got the celebrities involved. Here we see Madonna. Ukraine president follows Madonna on Instagram after she posts divisive musical montage about Russian invasion. Others have criticised the post, which features footage of the singer dancing alongside footage from Ukraine as narcissistic, it says here. So again, the old trick of involving celebrities to booster a politician, trying to make this guy this hero character, which they usually do in elections. So some of the footage over the last couple of days, come on. Did you see the footage of the lady in the building that they are claiming was hit by a missile, and she's cleaning up the broken glass while humming singing the Ukrainian national anthem? And there's somebody there to film it. It just comes across so propagandized. Surely, if there were missiles, would you really be hanging around there cleaning up glass? And then if you look out of the window, you see people walking around as if it's a normal day. I mean, not to mention the scores of people reporting from Kiev who are saying, like yesterday, that it's just business as usual. And they haven't heard anything apart from maybe the odd jet going over. It's the complete opposite of what the fake stream media are presenting, which is they're presenting you with a war-torn country. It makes you feel like you're living in a parallel universe with all of these people online just going along with whatever they're told, not looking deeply into the images that are provided, not looking at the footage, not questioning what they're seeing, not using discernment or logic. I mean, what do you do? So anyway, it's Saturday night, and at this moment, they seem to be setting the scene for something to happen later on tonight. A lot of build-up here in the media. As you can see here, residents take cover in Ukrainian capital as Russian troops approach, and there has been I've seen a couple of news reports from MSM platforms where they now have a roving reporter who's reporting back live for these little segments, which again says they have been put in that place because they know something is going to happen tonight. Here we see Wall Street Journal. Ukrainian forces repel Russian attack on Kiev, prepare for next assault. Thousands of civilians take up arms to help defend the capital while Russian forces face fierce resistance throughout Ukraine, it says here. We've also got loads more countries joining in on this, along with the numerous leaders who I'm sure you've seen all proclaiming they are standing with Ukraine type mantra. Did you see the Boris Johnson speech where he spoke Russian at the end of it last night, where he does this quick little spin to a different camera and suddenly speaks Russian? Again, so theatrical. And also we see here in U-turn, Germany joins growing list of countries shipping arms to Ukraine. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out and what is and isn't shown, because so far, well, it's not what they are. It doesn't come across as what they are making it out to be on the fake stream media, unless you're a complete idiot, that is. And it's difficult again to see the same people buy this up. Just like they bought up the narrative over the last 2 years, the same people, and some that didn't as well. I mean, it's interesting to see certain commentators who have been very much against the last 2 years, who have been calling out the fake stream media, but now are fully accepting this story. Now all of a sudden they fully believe what they are being told. It's interesting to see that, to take note of that. But it's frustrating to see, people, friends, people on social media haven't learned anything really. Even if you look at it from, say, a logical perspective, okay? Forget about the last 2 years. All these people, all of a sudden, outside embassies or online, all screaming, "I stand with Ukraine," when, you have, for instance, Saudi Arabia doing the same thing to Yemen for the last 8 years. You never seem to be bothered about that. These problems in the Ukraine have been ongoing for years, but all of a sudden people are changing their profiles to put Ukraine flags in them. And why? Is it because they care? Is it because they are good people? No, it's not. It's because they can't think for themselves and they only think whatever the media tells them to think. They don't do this to show they're a good person. It's to convince themselves they're a good person. That's what they're trying to do. And they latch on to anything the media tells them. It's sad, really. When did people stop thinking for themselves and allow themselves to be so easily led by the media? When did that happen? Has it always been that way? So anyway, that's me talking late on a Saturday night. I just thought I'd put something out on all of this stuff that's going on. Okay? Look, don't worry. Keep your focus. As I've said from the beginning, observe closely. Don't allow them to ensnare you emotionally. Stay detached from it. Observe it. Analyze it. But be detached. I think that's the best way. Anyway, as always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at Hugo Talks, and I'll see you tomorrow.